And I am once again on my way to Harvard. This time I'm taking a one-day trip, a flight out to Boston, and then a train back within 24 hours. Because this is probably the best way to do it, so that way I'm not spending so much time outside of home. So we're off to Canada. So this is probably one of the most interesting things I've seen on my journeys. Pharmacy pumping station for breastfeeding. I mean, hey, I guess so. I mean, I don't think it's necessary, but whatever. I always fly out of gate 16A, Terminal A. Well, no, not gate 16A, gate 16, I think. I definitely have been in this one before. 17 through 21, I believe, or something like that. It is super hot here in Newark Airport, and I have a freaking sweater on. I'm not happy about that, and a shirt. I'm probably gonna take off one of them. I'm waiting for my flight to leave. Oh, I'm still in the airport waiting. Took my shirt and sweater off because it's freaking hot in here. There are dogs everywhere for some reason. And they're barking every now and then, causing a ruckus that's very annoying. But it's humid as shit here. It's annoying. And part of the video footage that I have is of this lady over here. Part of the video footage that I have is of that lady over there yelling at some guy because she was accusing him of like recording video of her like someone would want to, because she's hideous. Actually, there she is now. Alright, like someone wants to record her. That was hilarious. The guy handled it really well though. He totally like ignored her and was like whatever, and stayed there doing what he was doing, which was looking at his cell phone. So anyway, still waiting. My flight is delayed an hour, and that's it. Killing time here in Newark Airport. So my flight that was supposed to leave at 9:05 p.m. was delayed to 10:05 p.m. and is now delayed to 10:55 p.m. Woohoo! Well, that's boarding time. So I'm sitting here at this restaurant at the airport, hanging the fuck out, looking at Facebook and Instagram and unfriending and unfollowing people, and that's it. I really don't like flying. I prefer trains. Trains are more reliable, less of a problem to get onto. So this is probably my last time flying to Boston, I think, because apparently, maybe it's just JetBlue, but apparently planes can't ever leave on time for some reason. I have a new tradition that I've started for myself here in airports. Snicker bars and water. I usually buy 2 of these bad boys, or 1 king size one, and I take my time enjoying it and have the water to back me up in case I choke on the chocolate. But yep, this is how I kill time here in the airport, waiting for this damn flight to arrive. Newark Airport, waiting for my flight, which is 2 hours late. My flight is finally boarding, and as usual I prefer to be the last one in, just because I see no value in going in early. What's the point? Another reason why I like boarding at the end as the last person is because I get to see what seats are open. So if there are like 2 seats that are open next to each other, I'll ask to move to them once all the seats are checked in. So that way I can hopefully get more space. Doesn't always work. Works a lot of times actually. On this flight probably not, just because it's a packed flight, but it's always worth a try. Finally on board, about to take off, and should be landing shortly. Well, in an hour, but better late than never, eh? I was almost recording upside down accidentally. So it looks like JetBlue finally picked up on my little scheme where I would say that I have a damaged TV screen. I'd get like a $15 credit. I mean, I know it's not the most honest thing, but you know what? I think it makes up for every damn hour that I spent sitting in that airport in Newark or Boston waiting for my damn flight to arrive or leave. So I got maybe, I'd say, $45 ballpark worth of credits, which is almost the price of a flight to Boston. So it makes up, like I said, for like today. I was waiting for 3 hours in the damn Newark airport, in a hot Newark airport too, you know. So yeah, so that's it. I'm now waiting for the Silver Line so that I can take that to South Station, and then take the Red Line to Alewife, and walk there to my sublet apartment in Harvard Yard. This is my first time traveling for 1 day only to the yard, and let's see how it goes, because it's, I think, really going to be the only way that I'll be able to do Harvard Divinity. You know, so yeah, we'll see. And in case my wife is watching this, thank you so much for letting me travel and, you know, go to Harvard. Love you.
Entering Harvard Square.
Once again, I am back on Harvard Yard, or Harvard Square for that matter. Debating if I should Uber it or walk it. I decided to take an Uber because it's been a long night waiting for the fucking airplane to leave, so I'm just going to Uber it, waiting for my Uber driver to find me. Guess I'm supposed to be here, right where I am now. Let's see, maybe more this way, I guess. Oh shit, I passed it, so back this way. I don't know if I ever recorded my sublet, but this is where I sublet a room 402 Broadway. It's about 15-minute walk from campus. The door from hell that never opens easily. I remember the first time I came here, I couldn't open the door. I had to call the landlord. It's locked. Alright, it's Thursday, February 22nd, I think, 2018. And I woke up early today because I am in Cambridge to study. So I'm gonna head somewhere, get a bagel. Because my stomach is still a little bit messed up from whatever the hell I ate a few days ago. So I need something solid like a bagel. And then after that, I'm head to Lamont Library, partly Lamont Cafe. Study until my first appointment, which is at 1, I believe. I'm meeting with someone from the Hesse board and someone from Hillsong Church. And I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing something, but whatever. I'll remember later. I just came across this weird store. Never seen it before. It's called Hubba Hubba. Alrighty then. Alright. This is a place where I come for bagels and breakfast and great Chinese food down there. But I'm going to Zoe's for breakfast. I've come here with Justin. He's a buddy of mine from Harvard, one of my first friends here. So at that table right there, actually, I believe it was, or there, I sat with my buddy Justin and this Chinese dude, Jason Sung, I think, about a year ago. And actually more than a year now, because I was taking a 3-week intensive at the time and I was brand new to Harvard. And I remember speaking about Harvard and classes and just hanging out. This lady over here, her name is Vicky. She's a nice waitress. She remembers our names, which is really cool, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna try the waffles here because my buddy Justin, every time he'd come here to Cambridge, he has to have waffles from this place. So I'm gonna try them and see what's so special about them. So here are the waffles that my buddy Justin keeps raving about, and I'm about to try them myself and find out. Of course, I sent him a text message saying I had to find out what was so special about these damn waffles, LOL. Alright, well, the waffles were not that good. And I'm now heading to, probably gonna do the Lamont Cafe. Primarily because it's raining, number one. Number two, Lamont Cafe, there's like background noise. So it's not like a library where you can fall asleep and shit. Number three, there's tables where you could stand. Actually, in the law library there is too, but a little bit far. I don't feel like walking. This Black Lives Matter thing over here, can't stand that movement. I think it's fake. You know, listen, yes, is there discrimination? Is there still racism? Is there inequality? Yes. But is it the way that it used to be? No. I believe that Black Lives Matter is a movement that was created by criminals or lazy people who want to blame the man instead of taking responsibility for their own lives, their own mistakes, their own challenges. And that's very frustrating to me because I've been discriminated, I've been racially profiled, and I didn't allow that to get in my way when it came to my thoughts about myself as a Latino or my possibilities or my future. You know, I've been pulled over with guns and by the police that is, and for not doing anything, just driving through the South Bronx. And I don't blame the cops. I blame the fact that Latinos were stealing cars and chopping them up in the South Bronx. So can I blame the cops for pulling me over for being a Latino driving a decent car that at my age at that time I shouldn't have been driving? Can't blame them. But I can blame my people for not taking responsibility or ownership of their own, of the causes, if you will, of the crime that they perpetuate and then try to blame on an institution. Anyway, Hong Kong, when you guys go here, don't go to Hong Kong restaurant. The food there is horrendous. Go there just for the comedy or the hanging out. And we are approaching Lamont Library. Lamont Library. The Lamont Cafe. I would say this is one of my favorite spots on the yard, just because I'm not sure what building that is. I want to say it's not Andover Chapel. It can't be. It's a church, I know that much. I don't remember the name of it though. Yeah, it is a church. It's a chapel, I should say, because over here they don't have, like, this used to be a Christian university, but it's not anymore. Now it's interfaith, if you will. But that's okay, because I think that, for example, me studying my faith and my thesis, which is the argument from perfection in defense of Christianity, I think doing it in the context of a multi-faith environment makes sense, because I want it to be challenged. I want to be able to look at the different aspects that are available. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking in my brain, so I don't know what I'm saying, but I want to see the different belief systems out there and be able to compare and contrast and defend my argument. One of these days I'll talk in greater detail about my thesis and what it is that I'm writing about and what I'm discovering. It's actually pretty interesting stuff. I'm really enjoying it. All right, on my way to meet a member of the board, the Harvard Extension Student Association board. That's Houghton Library. I've been in there once, but never to study. This is a nice look here. I'm gonna take a picture. Well, like the idiot that I am, I misread my friend's text message, and instead of saying want to meet now, the message said something new, not something now, something new. So as a result, now I have an hour to kill or so, and we changed the venue to Felipe's Taqueria, which, you know, I like. I come here a lot, especially during the hotter days, because there's the bar upstairs, and it's an open bar, rooftop. It's very nice. Plus it's Mexican, so I love it. The food is great here too. Felipe's Taqueria.
Manifestation of the Brahman, the universal spirit. And if it is something that appeals to you, the return of the sun, because night is when you sleep, or when you go crazy, then the sun is, as Kimwell says, suggests playfulness of God. So you get elements of family relationships, a teenage love of Krishna, who's teasing the young girls as they swim by the river, and he steals their clothes. They're hanging on the bush, and now they have to come out naked to find them. And all these stories, baby Krishna, that relate to family life, and to see the divine in all of those things, and not to have God sitting on a throne with a long white beard or something. This is the essence of that 330 million gods that we had the privilege of studying for 2 weeks. So I'd like to, in transitioning to Buddhism, I'd like to, there was a famous positive changes in your life, or it could be a description of the fact that you remain in a rut.
So, correlating what you just said with the previous samples from the discussions that you shared, one of the challenges that I had personally with some of what you were reading, and again, as a former atheist, I always add that, right, because I always enter conversations with that hat on, is that it seems that a lot of faith and belief in certain religions and faiths is based on this need for something or desire for something. So, for example, someone from your discussion board, she liked that women were at the forefront of it. So it could almost be argued, maybe, that she would choose that religion for that reason.
Right.
In Buddhism, it sounds like, at least at that time, that because there was this feeling of, I think you said, suffering, you know, that it was like a solution for that. Yeah. So you know, what Marx would say, the opium of the people, right? So I find that problematic, where it seems that there isn't, at least for the most part, like why a Richard Dawkins or Christopher Hitchens would say, hey, these people are following these religions because it satisfies something for them, rather a use of science or logic. With that said, I do have two questions specific to Buddhism, if I can. So if the three marks of existence are anicca, impermanence, right? Everything is changing all the time. Wouldn't that include information? And therefore, if that's the case, why trust what Buddhism is saying?
Right.
And then the second question would be dukkha, or suffering, if that is the third mark of existence, but if everything is changing and there's no permanent identifiable self, well then what is suffering? It seems contradictory. So that's why I'm trying to, is there an answer for that?
Absolutely. So I don't want to take away Tom's opportunity to respond. This is so fundamental that when we were driving in together, I said, you know, you might want to devote some time to the three marks, because they're so basic, and there are so many different ways to relate them to our own experience.
I would like to respond to the first part, when you bring in Dawkins or Hitchens or the Four Horsemen of Denial, our friend Sam
Harris,
and so on. And you might even say Steven Pinker. I am loving his new book, by the way, Enlightenment Now by Steven Pinker. It's saying that all the pessimism that we're experiencing right now is somewhat misguided because tremendous progress has been made in society to relieve suffering. But it's subject to discussion anyway. But that is to say that a response to them would say, no, if religions are symbol systems which are constructed by geniuses like the Buddha, Muhammad, Jesus, Confucius, and so on, to address the suffering and the dissatisfaction and the frustrations of people at their time. So we'll see later Dr. Ambedkar in India addressing the untouchables and their problems by creating a whole new approach to Buddhism. That shows that religion is, it's not that people are being duped into believing something that's not true in order to make them feel better. It's that people, in an almost democratic way, are responding to a teaching, a new teaching, that actually makes a lot of sense for what they're experiencing at this particular time. Nobody's duping anybody. And in fact, the Buddhist teaching attracted tremendous reaction, and the tradition exploded into India, and then far beyond greater India to Southeast Asia, China, East Asia, etc. So it continued to resonate with what people were experiencing. That's not somebody fooling you into believing pie in the sky so that you will keep working hard in the terrible factory, the way Marx was thinking of it. Churches tricking people into putting up with bad wages or something like that. No, it's a teaching which is actually responding to the suffering that people experience. Psychological suffering, or possibly sociological suffering, economic suffering, and so on. Religion has to address all of those if it's going to be successful. It can't leave any of those points out. So when we start looking, though, at those three teachings in particular, there are all kinds of problems. Like, how can you build a religion on the idea of suffering? It's not very inspiring. It's very depressing, actually. We talked about suffering the very first night of the course. So the Jews suffer, the Christians suffer, Jesus does anyway, and we put him on the wall, crucifix. And then everybody suffers, because the Buddha says everybody suffers. So where do you go with that? Well, you can only go one way with that, and that's up. So that's what the tradition is built on, an opportunity to use these concepts and do something with it. So.
Well, I almost didn't make it to my train that leaves at 9:30 because my account doesn't have enough money in it for the Uber, and the train and the bus would have gotten 10 minutes late for me to take my train on time. So thankfully I was able to use a credit card that mommy lent me so I could take the Uber. And now I'm on my way to the train stop here in Boston South Station, and I'm gonna take the 9:30 to New York Penn, where I'll be back by 2:30 in the morning home. Well, 3 o'clock, after mommy picks me up and takes me home. That's it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna eventually record some video and commentary on the Buddhist guy that you listened to a little bit of. I recorded some pieces of key questions that I asked in reference to Buddhism, and I mean, there's a lot of nice aspects to it, but in my opinion, Buddhism is the great avoidance of all things metaphysical. They purposefully avoid the question of whether or not there's a God. They purposely avoid the question of whether or not there's a heaven, a hell, or sin, or moral ethnicity. And the problem with that is that if they're wrong, and I argue that they are, they're going to have to deal with that reality someday, an eternal reality, which may not be good. I'll talk more about that later. This is Boston South Station, and I need to use the bathroom.
222-12 212. Remember, if you see something, say something.
You applied for something specifically? What? Oh, nice, man. Oh, awesome, dude. That's fucking great. Smart. Of course, yeah. So I am now in New York Penn Station, 2:30 in the morning. Your mom is being a saint and picking me up. Gonna get some Krispy Kreme donuts real quick though before I head outside. If I can find it, should be straight to the left. As I walk this area, it reminds me of this time I used to come here to Penn Station to feed homeless people. Like that. You know, I have already explained why I stopped. You know, I have a different perspective on things, and something that I'll talk to you guys about when you're older again and again, because I want to make sure that you understand it. And I think Krispy Kreme is closed. We're blocked. That sucks. Unless it's this way. Yeah, it's pretty official. I can't access Krispy Kreme. That sucks. So now I'm gonna try to find your mother. This area right here brings back memories of times I've taken clients to events here at Madison Square Garden. Part of the Chase Private Client Experience. True story. In the hotel right there across the street, straight ahead of us, over there, I went to interview to be cast into a reality TV show. I didn't get chosen because I froze when they asked me to dance salsa, and I got like all frozen. And the moment I froze, they're like, all right, we'll call you once we make our decision. So I missed out, which is probably a good thing. I'm sure I would have embarrassed myself. So that's it. The show, by the way, the reality show, was actually like a dating thing. So what it is they would put you in, I gotta see if I'm in the right place. I don't even know where the hell I am. But they would put you like on a date with a random person, and they would record your date. That was the show. I don't know why I told your mother to meet me. I gotta figure out where she is.